Hello, people. So let's talk about last night. That happens in Chase Stadium. So it's Miami going up against FC Cincinnati, and before we even talk about the game itself, we need to talk about the situation with Lionel Messi. Now, with Lionel Messi, it's very crazy, which I think I can finally we can put that thing to rest. Say that MLS favors Inter Miami and they're Messi fanboys and stuff like that. They can put that to rest now because according to the rules in the MLS, the policy that took place since the 90s, I heard, is that if you miss an MLS game for any reason or for a stupid reason, you just don't want to play or anything like that, you have a 1-game suspension. To me, that's ridiculous, and I can say it with everybody. Just because you're playing a MLS All-Star game against a Liga MX All-Star team doesn't necessarily mean that it's meaningful. You see what I'm saying? It's basically a friendly. It's a friendly matchup for the best players in the league. And the fact that Messi chose not to play is understandable. And let's put it this way. Because I've seen on social media that folks are comparing this situation with LeBron James. And with LeBron James, right, you have this many games complex into one, right? They have to play for about 48 minutes. It's a 48-minute game time, so that's roughly about 2.5 hours of real time. However, unlike soccer and football all around, you have rests in between. You get subbed off, you sub back on. Subbed off, sub back on. That's the situation with the NBA. Meaning that they don't play the entirety. They do not play the entirety of the game. Almost hardly that has ever happened, especially even if it's in a regular season game or even a postseason game that players don't play from start to finish. Soccer, however, they do. And Messi, he does. Now with Lionel Messi and Inter Miami, when you put all this together, right? You got 4 games in June. That is one more added for the postponement game of the Atlanta game, right? Against PSG. That was a disgraceful of the game. We don't talk about that. But then in July, right? July, there's 7 games in the month of July. Okay? And the only exception of losing is FC Cincinnati up at Cincinnati. Okay? It's one of those tale of two venues type of thing for Miami and Cincinnati nowadays. But Messi has played on all of them, all those games from the FIFA Club World Cup, heck, even as far back as, I want to say, May, right? So in the month of May, the only exception, oh wait, no, he did play that one. Yeah, all the way back to May. Especially if it's 90 plus minutes, he played through all of them, bro. He played through all of it. And he missed 1 game throughout the entirety. And that's the MLS All-Star game. And all of a sudden, oh, he's a coward or anything like that. Do you not see what he does? Or are you just hating the fact that he's part of our team? It's stupid. I don't like the rule. And I think that should be put to rest. And don't you dare compare him with LeBron James. Because LeBron James had rest in between. Messi did not have rest. And mind you, some of these games in the month of July were so they're so congested. From a Saturday game to a Wednesday game to another Saturday game, and but guess what? Another Wednesday game. How the hell is Messi supposed to go through all this at late 30s too? Another one suspended. Jordi Alba, who was hurt, by the way. He's not faking an injury. I saw it happen with my own eyes. That's crazy. And he gets suspended for missing it, even though he's hurt. And Alba didn't even play in this one. So is he going to spend? Man, I tell you, this rule is so dumb. It's practically dumb. I'll just say that. Let's put it this way. It's stupid. Well, if there's any silver lining of all this, Messi got more rest. Man, it is so stupid. It's really stupid. Now, I'm sorry I took too much time talking about the Messi and Alba suspension and not the game, because let's be honest, this game, it was kind of boring. It was kind of boring for the most part. There were a couple of instances where it gets pretty interesting. Like, for example, the prime example here is very late in the game, and that's stoppage time. Miami was shorthanded, especially the left wing situation. The left wing was not fully healthy. Like, Alba is a prime example of it. So who do you go for it? Who do you go to fill in that role? Fafa Picot? Gonzalo Lujan? I thought Lujan was pretty good in this game. There was a save from Rios Novo. That ball was going to roll to the back of net for Cincinnati favor, and Lujan cleared it just before that ball reached the back of the net. That was a clearly, oh man, what an IQ heads-up play that was. A heads-up play there by Lujan, and he was really good last night. He was very good. There were chances from both sides, but ultimately they were not able to get one into the back of net, except for one. And this is really the kicker of the entire game. Miles Robinson puts one into the back of net. However, there was a lot of sparks of controversy with that call. And before we even talk about that call, we got to talk about the situation with the handball, right? There was a somewhat of a handball for against Cincinnati, or against Miami, I should say. It's really against Cincinnati. There was clear and obvious handball, but they didn't call it a handball. That is a ridiculous no call. But I guess the call on the other side kind of even things out. What happened was Robinson scores the goal in stoppage time, but as the process of the shooting went to the back of the net, there was a foul just before that ball reached the back of the net, disallowing a goal for a foul. And what happens is Miles Robinson's elbow clapped Noah Allen. It clapped Allen in the cheek area, in the face area. Hence, that is why it is a foul. That's why it's a foul. Well, I gotta be honest. I don't see it that way. I don't see the foul there. Sort of way. I guess there was a miniature contact as he was trying to head bounce into the back of net. But I've seen it pass. I've seen that where it's let go. So, despite all this, it's a draw 0-0. Despite that craziness very late in the game, it was kind of boring. This game was kind of boring. I almost fell asleep, especially in the second half. It was boring. I'm sorry. This was a boring game. Not because Messi wasn't playing, but it just felt so slow. There wasn't much going on for the majority of the game, except for, some moments there. But most of the craziness happened late in the game. But that's pretty much what it is, man. That's pretty much it. I don't really have much to say about this one. Two more pointers with this game. For example, here before the game, there was some breaking news that I didn't make the breaking news, but I'm gonna talk about it right here, and that's breaking news. Rodrigo de Paul, if that's how you say his name, is now officially an Inter Miami player, a Heron player who was a teammate for Lionel Messi, reunited once more. So welcome to Inter Miami, Rodrigo de Paul. And another breaking news that happened, I think it's Leo Alfonso has been traded to Atlanta United, and I think we got back the general allocation money from I think it was something along the lines there. But yeah, Alfonso gone off to Atlanta, and thank you for everything you've done. And with that, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry this was a shorter recap, but I had to get it out. And yeah, man, that's gonna do for this one. Coming up next, Leagues Cup. Yay! We'll talk about. We'll have a preview in short coming days. But yeah, man, that's gonna do it for this one. If you liked this video, hit the like button, subscribe for content. And what the fuck? Anyway, guys, that's gonna do it for this one, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios.